Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. Today is Monday, November 15th, 2021. This is episode number 226 of a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Seeing as we got our first snowfall here on the homestead yesterday, the first official snowfall, that is, I decided to bust out 365 Tao, a daily devotional written by Dengming Tao. And this treasury of life-enhancing daily readings turns a wise Taoist light on every facet of life. Each daily entry begins with a one-word title and its Chinese character in elegant calligraphy. A brief poetic aphorism provides the theme, followed by a clear, insightful meditation on the day's Taoist principle. And the one-word title that we are going to begin today's reading with is Sustaining, and the brief poetic aphorism that we read about goes as follows. Orange and gold carp, living beneath ice, uncaring of the world above, sustained by the water below. As I drive down the driveway, I'll go ahead and read the clear, insightful meditation on the theme of the day. In the rapidly chilling autumn, ponds begin to ice over. The waters become deep, dark, and mysterious. But in those depths, the fish can survive the coming winter. Tao may be known directly as water is knowable to a fish. My Tao will not be the same as your Tao. We are both individuals with different backgrounds and thoughts. As soon as Tao enters us, it takes on the colors of our inner personalities. When it passes out of us, it returns again to its universal nature. This is an ongoing and constant process, like water flowing through a fish's gills. Just as the water nurtures the fish, so too does Tao nurture and sustain us. As long as we can continue our immersion in Tao, we will be as safe as a carp in water. When we separate from Tao, we are as helpless as a fish out of water. The reason, guys, I return to this book periodically, and the reason I use these devotionals as part of the fodder for our conversation is because it's easy, right? Like I've alluded to in some messages before, either here in the podcast itself or in the Telegram group chat that we have, I have alluded to the fact that I'm not entirely satisfied with my approach to this podcast. And I'm always feeling as though I could do more. But we've all got to make sacrifices in life as far as what we do and what we do not do. And something's got to give somewhere. And these devotionals give me the opportunity to diversify the content that we talk about. And I think that's a good thing. This is definitely appropriate because we haven't touched this book in several weeks, maybe even a month or two. I honestly do not recall. However, it definitely seemed appropriate on account of the snow. Even though it's not officially winter yet, on mornings like this, it certainly feels like it. And much like the carp that survives winter, we too can survive the deep, dark, and mysterious times in life, as long as we are connected to the source. Oftentimes, when I've read about Taoism in the past, and specifically what's known as or referred to as the Tao, I draw some comparisons to God. And before I say anything further on this, I want to reiterate that my Tao will not be the same as your Tao. We are both individuals with different backgrounds and thoughts. As soon as Tao enters us, it takes on the colors of our inner personalities. When it passes out of us, it returns to its universal nature. Right? This is not something that we control or that we it's certainly something that we can't control. It simply is. And I don't have these deep spiritual discussions with too many people because it's difficult, and when it comes to spirituality and God, people want to associate it with religion, and then this becomes a problem because the two are very separate and distinct entities. But I do think that there are some parallels with Taoism and God. I believe that Tao is God, but God is not Tao. I pause because I'm sitting there trying to parse that out in my head, and I don't really want to expand on that right now, but what I wanted to do today, actually, guys, on a little side note, was I wanted to address a question that Wayne had shared in the group, the Telegram group. And it was actually quite cool how this interaction transpired. I made a video last week, and in all honesty, to provide context for this, what will be an upcoming show topic, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that video, but Wayne was nice enough to respond in turn with a video of his own. And this is one nice feature of Telegram, that the ability to send these video messages, audio messages, and be able to reference them quite easily, as opposed to something simple like the native text message app on your phone. But whatever it was that I had talked about, something most likely related to my passion, my purpose. A lot of common themes that seem to come up on this show. What I said seemed to resonate with him on a number of different levels. And it turns out that he, like many of us out there, have experienced some of the same feelings and emotions in life. And granted, the context and everything contributing to that was likely different, but there's a lot of common ground there. And I think that what he said is likely going to resonate with a lot more people than simply myself. And to work through the question that he asked me, I'm going to put some time into it, and I'm going to talk about it in an episode upcoming this week. But I want to make sure that I do some prep work beforehand, because what he said mattered. And I think when we're going to engage in conversation and dialogue with one another about something important too, it's oftentimes a good idea to do some prep work, much like you would do if you were going to a meeting with your employer. You don't want to go in there and just sort of wing it. A lot of us do. But it oftentimes serves everyone a little better if we've got some bullet points to reference and we've got our thoughts organized before we move forward with the discussion. And that's what I'm going to do with what Wayne responded to me with. And it's a pretty simple question. And it's one of a 3-part question that he was asked as he was trying to sort through whatever he was trying to sort through that's in line with whatever it is that I'm trying to sort through. And because my memory is not the greatest, you guys forgive me, I've got some brain damage. Literally part of my front temporal lobe on the left side of my brain is calcified like a rock. So it doesn't function quite right. But never mind that. I wanted to give it what am I trying to say? I wanted to give it the respect that it's due. This is the beauty of the group. And it's surprising oftentimes to me that what's come out of this. It's still new. It seems in its infancy, but I feel like we are on to something, that this is going to be something that not only benefits me and the people that are participating in the group with us, but will certainly be of value to those who have yet to participate with us and those who don't even know what it is or what we're doing yet. I'm confident in this. Much like I'm confident in the 2022 goal-setting workbook that I've been working through for the past 2 weeks and finished up yesterday. Check that out if you are interested in setting goals for the upcoming year. But the Telegram group is, look guys, it's pretty dope. t.me/allaroundgrowth is where you can connect with myself, guys like Wayne, who throw out great ideas like this, fodder for conversation, guys like Andy, who been a part of the show, been a part of the audience damn near since day one. Guys like Sean, Chad, Letty. You know, you guys make this group what it is. And I appreciate that. You know, this idea of living the life and homestead of your dreams, it's not easy, and I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but it takes a village, so to speak. But in 2021, we don't live quite like we did in years past, and sometimes that village isn't a direct representation of where we live, who we live with, and the actual people that are in our immediate lives. Sometimes that village takes place virtually through online communities such as this. And yes, there are other platforms with other communities, MeWe, Facebook, but sometimes it's easy to get caught up in distractions and just the general chatter of those platforms. But what's nice about Telegram is you can opt in, opt out, selectively view what you want, when you want, a little easier than you can with some of these other platforms that I just mentioned. So guys, please check it out. You are welcome there, and I'd love to see you. But remember, this is an ongoing process, like water flowing through a fish's gills. Just as the water nurtures the fish, so too does Tao, nature, nurture and sustain us. As long as we can continue our immersion in Tao, we will be safe as a carp in water. When we separate from Tao, we are as helpless as a fish out of water. So guys, during these troubling times in life when you are struggling just to get through from day to day, like the water passing through the gills of the fish, let the Tao pass through you. As always, guys, check out the show notes for links to everything, including but not limited to episodes from the past. All there, easy for reference. And that's it for today's show, guys. I look forward to catching you tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in today. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.